And this year's Grammy Award goes to...
Oh, Mr. Man, how lovely is your Meester. How lovely is your Meester.
Hey yo, booyah, yeah, I've been praying a lot, but I don't know who's talking back. Is it Satan or God? Could be the voices in my head since I've been kicking the ox. All I really need is be so get it, pass me the ox. Wrap the cable around my neck and then I stand up on top. Keep the chair from my feet, now that should tighten the knot. Damn.
Yo, what up, fam? What's up? Poppin'? Tell me what you want, what Papa really wants. What up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, AskJT number 21. Man, I'm feeling good today. Man, I'm feeling good. I got a new haircut from my barber. I shaved my face. What else did I do? I went to the gym, and my senior year of college starts fucking tomorrow. It's crazy to think that I've been out of the military now almost 2 years. Let's hop right into this AskJT number 21. If you're new to this series, as always, leave your questions, hashtag. Why do I have such a problem saying that word, Jesse? Hashtag. Leave your questions, hashtag AskJT. And hopefully I can get to your questions next week if I don't get them to them today. Alright, I am not a smart guy, and my microphone was not plugged in for that whole intro, but it was a quality intro, so we're gonna roll with it. As you can see how much better, how much more improved the audio is with this microphone. Good investment, guys. If you want to bring up your YouTube game, your YouTube quality, a simple USB microphone will bring it up a lot. First question from my boy Brandon Shettle. What medal did you acquire while you were in? I want to see those uniforms. Go G-Men. Don't bring up the G-Men right now, dude. It's a little sore open wounds. To answer your question, I have some pretty cool fucking challenge coins. I know there's a lot of you that have been waiting for me to show you some challenge coins, so here's going to be a little sneak peek. I earned this challenge coin from the commanding officer of CVN 72. Commanding officer of CVN 72, my skipper. As you can see, this is a pretty badass coin. Now, I earned this because I was Sailor of the Week. It was my first deployment. It was the combat tour that we did to the Persian Gulf. It was almost a 9-month deployment. And basically, each command on the whole ship puts in a sailor from their whole, command. They put in one sailor, and everyone competes against each other, and one person is picked a week. And I was picked for one of the weeks, and it was fucking awesome, man. So I'm telling you guys, if you bust your ass in the military and you get qualled up, you will get recognized and you earn some pretty cool stuff. Now this other coin is from the same deployment. I was nominated for plane captain of the deployment. So this one was Sailor of the Week. This one was for plane captain of the deployment. I was put up against all of the squadrons on the ship. There was one plane captain from each squadron. So you can see all the logos. All these different logos are different squadrons. Mine is on the bottom corner, HSM 77, right here, the Saberhawks. That's my squadron. I was nominated for plane captain and landing signalman enlisted, PC/LSE, and I got second place. Out of all of the different squadrons, I almost won. So it was crazy, and I got this coin from the commander of Carrier Air Wing 2. And then, yeah, like I said, this one was from the skipper of CDN 72. So this is just two. I have a lot of other coins to show you guys. And for medals, the medals, though, that I've earned, I have this binder. This is an I Love Me binder. And my favorite medal that I earned, I have the paperwork here that I'm going to show you. It's the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, otherwise known as a NAM. I'm pretty proud of this. I'm pretty proud of this NAM, and I'll just read a little bit of it. It says, to Aviation Structural Mechanics, 2nd Class, Aviation Warfare, Justin Miners, for professional achievement and superior performance of his duties while serving as Line Division Day Shift Supervisor in Helicopter Maritime Strike Squadron 77. Question number 2 from my boy Austin. He says, AskJT, I see shooters, ordnance, etc., wearing shirt colors different than their usual color, like a shooter wearing a white shirt. Why is that? Okay, so basically I'm going to break down being a shooter right now. Being a troubleshooter, or a shooter for short, those are the guys that wear the checkered white shirts. Those are the guys that are standing next to, they're the ones that are kneeling on the deck with their thumb up in the air. on the sides of the F-18s. Those are called shooters, and what they're basically doing, you'll see them. They're checking all of the flight controls. Basically, the pilot, when he's at full tension, when he's on the catapult, he's working all the flight controls like crazy. He's moving them all. And the shooter is checking all of those controls, making sure everything's working properly, making sure there's no leaks. You know, he has all his checks. And then the other shooter on the other side's doing the same thing. They give their thumbs up. And then that's when the yellow shirt comes in. You'll see the yellow shirt, then he's standing with the pilot. He's doing his thing. Being a shooter, you have to be part of a squadron. You have to be part of a fixed wing squadron. So, you know, F-18s, Prowlers, Growlers. It's pretty much how I'm a plane captain for a helicopter squadron, and then I become a landing signalman enlisted, an LSE. So first I earn my plane captain qual. So that basically means I can launch the aircraft on the beach, you know, on the flight line before we go on deployment. I can do all of the directing, all the hand signals. And then once you get on deployment, you have to be an LSE. You have to be a landing signalman enlisted, and that's a qualification you get on deployment with OJT, on-the-job training. So I became an LSE on deployment, and that's just a super buffed-up version of a plane captain. Now that's the same thing as a shooter that you guys are asking about, the white shirts with the checkered. You know, a lot of those guys are my friends. They basically just do what I do. They did what I did, but for the fixed-wing squadrons. You know, they're the last guys, like I told you, they're the last eyes on the aircraft. They're doing all the final checks, and then the cool thing is that you see, they give the thumbs up, and they hold on to the pad eye, because all of that exhaust, when the F-18, when the jets take off, it'll blow you back if you're not holding on to the ring. I got to do that a couple times. I got to shadow my friends and stand next to them and crouch, and it's incredible. It's a crazy experience. Like your whole body, you feel the power of the jet, you know, taking off. All right, this is a funny question. This is a great question from RBBK something. How do you sleep on the ship and deal with people that snore? Now, another question that I got a lot is how do you deal with the F-18s and all the noise on the ship also, along with people that snore? Now, this is something that you guys will learn and come to understand once you've been in. You're going to be so exhausted, you know, especially on your first deployment, especially like in boot camp, for example, if you're worrying about people snoring in boot camp. You're going to be so tired and exhausted that you're not even going to hear. You're going to pass out so quick. Eventually, you're going to build a tolerance to that. And the noises, though, they're not going to annoy you. It's how I live near the highway, near the freeway. You know, the 101 freeway, one of the biggest ones in LA. I don't even hear the noise anymore. It's just like a drone, a drum. Like those noises, the F-18's landing. The noises of the ship, the AO, weapons elevators going up and down, people getting in and out of their racks. That's just going to be normal to you, and it's just going to be background noise, and you're going to be so tired, you're just going to fall asleep. All right, great question from my boy Blue. People have warned me of theft in the Navy. Is that true? So yes, unfortunately, this is one of the negative things, you know, that I have to talk about is theft. People stealing stuff. I experienced it as early as A school. People, you know, I had something stolen, like a DVD, you know, a couple movies. In C school, I had something stolen in Jacksonville. Somebody broke into my room, or my room was ajar, my door. And they just went right in and took a bunch of Xbox games. And then on deployment, I've had stuff stolen. If you leave something on your rack on deployment on the top of your bunk for even 2 seconds, you walk away, people have sticky fingers, man. You cannot trust people on the ship. Everybody will tell you this. Just keep your shit locked up 24/7, man. Do not get complacent. I saw people that would get complacent on deployment, and they had balls, dude. They would just leave their iPad and their laptop out on their rack when they would go to the head or go take a shower. I'm like, dude, you're asking for it, man. Because you would hear all the time, oh shit, my shit got stolen, what the heck? And then that's part of the MA's job. The MA's on the ship. You know, I have a question that I'm going to talk about MA's, and that's one of their jobs. They, investigate with the NCIS agents. You know, they go around and they use the bolt cutters and they go and open bunks and racks. But yeah, it is a thing. Keep your shit locked up, guys. Just don't even risk it. All right, I like this. We're switching gears here. Stay Jack. So he says, what's my favorite YouTubers that I watch? That's a good question. I like these kind of, you know, non-military. I love answering military questions. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, you can ask me questions about, you know, I do moto vlogs, you know, about motorcycles. You can ask me questions about whatever, anything. It doesn't have to be just military. But to answer this one, my favorite YouTubers, my biggest inspirations, I guess, on YouTube, because I don't really watch other YouTubers that much because I'm either, you know, creating content or filming something or editing something, or, you know, I have four animals at home. I had a fiance. I'm about to start my senior year of college, so my time is pretty sparingly. My time is limited, and when I do watch YouTube, I like it to be quality stuff. So the guys that I do watch right now is Gary Vaynerchuk. He's an entrepreneur. He is a YouTuber. He grew his family's business from like $2 million to like $60 million in a couple years during the dawn of the internet. He's a really motivational. He's a big motivational speaker, and he just speaks really good truths, and he just motivates me a lot. So I watch Gary Vee, and I also watch Casey Neistat, of course. I know you guys probably. He influences me a lot just in filmmaking. I am a communications major with an emphasis in TV and film production at my university. So I like to have my own style when I do my day in the life, when I do my videos and vlogs. But Casey Neistat is a huge inspiration. Just his work ethic and his like I said, the way he chooses his shots and his music that he uses and just the vibe of his videos, I really like. So those are my two big YouTubers that I watch right now, Gary Vee and Casey Neistat. But of course I watch all my military YouTube fam. You know, the Army YouTubers, my boys Drippin', Archie, Marines. You know, I watch my boy Nava and Clayton. Fucking Navy. You know, my homie Nikki, MGTV's coming up. Nikki just got over 1,000 subs. And then, you know, Donnie, DWK videos. Fucking Coast Guard Chris, another one of my homies. He's on the up and up. And then, obviously, Kyle Gott from the Air Force. All right, next question from my boy Derek. All right, calm down there. From my boy Derek Baker. He says, you may have already answered this question. How are some ways people stay physically fit on the ship? I understand that muscle gains would be quite simple, but cardio-wise, yada, yada, yada. All right, so Derek, to answer your question, for cardio-wise, yes, actually, sometimes they do secure the flight deck, and they let people run on the flight deck, like run laps, you know, around the whole deck. That only happens probably like a handful of times a month, not a lot. But you can run in the hangar bay. So the hangar bay on an aircraft carrier is ginormous. You have hangar bay 1, hangar bay 2, hangar bay 3. So when all the hangar bays are open, like after, I'd say, around like 1800, 1900, after like day check is wrapping up and night check is coming on, people run in the hangar bay, like around the whole thing. Hangar bay 1, 2, and 3, they just run circles around it. They're like dodging aircraft, they're jumping over chains. You can run in there. You can also run on the treadmill, but I guess a lot of people don't like the treadmill. So there are like bicycles you can do. There are like 4 or 5 gyms on the aircraft carrier. There's a lot of gyms, so you know, sometimes they're crowded though during peak hours, just like any kind of gym. You got to go find your hours that you want to go, work around it. But yeah, another thing though that's dangerous, running in the hangar bay, you'll get fucked up on some non-skid if you fall. The non-skid on the flight deck and in the hangar bay, that stuff will rip through your skin. It's just like sand, like gritty sand, like it's, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like sandpaper. It's just like really rough and it'll destroy you. All right, now before I get into this last question from my boy Christopher Carona, I've been getting a lot of, you guys have been hitting me up, man. You guys have been blowing up my notifications about this fucking CB video. I am gonna put out a CB video ASAP. I have a friend that's a CB. I couldn't get in contact with him over winter break, but I start university up tomorrow. So hopefully I run into him this end of this week or beginning of next week and we can bang that video out for you guys. I'm going to try to as fast as I can. Like, trust me, I'm getting your guys' comments. I know. Just be patient. Now, this last question from my boy Christopher. Do MAs get any time on the flight deck? What do MAs usually do on deployment? Now, this is a great question because I know there's a lot of aspiring MAs or people that want to do military police. Now, my experience with MAs as a squadron personnel, we only had one MA attached to our squadron. So when we were not deployed, like when we were on the base, like in San Diego, just working out of the hangar, we would have our MA. Sometimes he would work like the snack bar and like the snack shack at our squadron. Sometimes that's all he would do. And then other weeks he would work base security and he would like be an ID checker. And then when we went on deployment, he came with us, you know, so we would go on deployment and our helicopters would go on the boat, and then the boat would go out to sea, and then the MA would come with us and he would get sent to the MA. He would work with all the MAs on the ship. So he would do patrols. You know, when you're an MA on a ship, you do a lot of roves, a lot of watches. You're just walking around all the compartments. You're walking around the whole ship. You have like your gun and your vest and whatever. Just doing regular patrols and roves. There's also MAs. If you're part of a squadron, you will be the MA that walks people to and from captain's mast. You will also walk people to and from the brig. So it's pretty crazy because sometimes on the ship, if people were going to and from the brig or captain's mast, they would be like chained up and they would be in like a big line. And the MA would be like, gang way, make a hole, like make way, prisoners coming through, make way, prisoners coming through. And we'd be like, what? And it's like a big spectacle. Like the MAs would march all these people through in like shackles and shit to the brig. But yeah, that's some other shit MAs do. When we pull into ports, so when we would go into port, the MAs would do like pier roves. They would walk around the pier and do like watches and roves. They would also walk around the flight deck, but only when we were pulled into port. Normally MAs do not go on the flight deck. The only time people go on the flight deck is flight deck personnel. The only people that go on there is flight deck personnel during when we're out at sea. You know, on just a regular day, you have to be flight deck qualified. Just not any Joe Schmo can walk up there because you'll get fucking killed like that. There's so many rules on the flight deck. It's a big thing to learn. Yeah, once you're flight deck qualified, it is badass operating on the flight deck. It is the coolest thing I've probably ever will do. It's one of the most dangerous jobs also, and just one of the most dangerous environments. But once you're qualified, once you know where to go and how to read all the flight deck lines, it's pretty fun because you're like dodging F-18 exhaust, you're dodging helicopter downwash. You know, they're landing and taking off all around you. Like, it's crazy. It's like a dangerous ballet. And I loved it. You know, just my personality, my adrenaline. Like, it was so fun for me. Woo! That's going to be wrapping up the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this AskJT number 21. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a thumbs up and a comment and show some love and support. 2017 is going to be a crazy year. I'm really excited. And I'm ready to grind. I'm ready to work hard and put in the time and the effort, and thank you guys for all the support, and I hope you guys are excited as well for this journey, and I'll see you tomorrow. Social media below as always.
Bitch, I've been a scrub since day one. Scrub another toilet till the pay come. Popping 10 pills till the pain's numb. I can feel all the hate from my day one.